All right, you guys, welcome to our final 90-day action plan Zoom. Super, super, super excited. For those of you that might not know me, my name is Melina Schraben, and we have the beautiful Melanie Pepper tonight who's going to be leading us up talking about massive action. And that is basically what it's all about. That is the income producing activity that makes everything happen, and Melanie is an absolute rock star at it. We also had the privilege of talking to Randall Wenner. I think I'm saying that his last name correct. I want to make sure that I'm saying it correct, but we'll hop in when Melanie, lets me know, and we'll share some insight from him. But Melanie, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and you can take this away and let me know when you want to talk about Randall's Nuggets, okay? All right. Maybe. We're loading. All right. Go for it, Melanie.
All right. Okay. So I'm really excited that I was asked actually to talk about this because, as Melina said, this is really what it's all about right here. Massive action is what makes your business explode and your goals and your dreams a reality when it comes to doing this business. So I'm really excited to be able to talk about this. And I had to write a bunch of stuff down because I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything. But basically, to have massive action, if you want to have massive success, you have to have massive action. You have to raise your personal standards and expectations, and you've got to set challenging goals. So all the things that we did in the beginning with our why and our 30-second story and our mission statements and our goals, that is setting us up for massive success, to be able to have massive action without having those challenging goals. And, possibly, when we said dream delusionally, like if you don't have those unrealistic delusional goals, you don't have those lofty things that you're working towards, it's really hard to keep going, when you have those wall kicking moments. And the nice thing too about that is having those unrealistic goals really help to align with your higher purpose in all of this. And then, when you take massive action, you naturally just become more lucky. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but you do. You get luckier because you are persistently and consistently putting yourself out there. And when you do that, the universe rewards. So it's really, really important, that you have those goals, that you have that vision, that you have that why, that you always have those things that are out there that you, that you're working towards. So massive action basically comes down to, for me, and this might look differently for everybody, but for me, it really kind of comes down to basically two really big factors. Your ability to think big, huge, delusional, unrealistic about your goals. And then the second thing is you have to have obviously the ability and the tools to follow through with those big goals. And that's one of the other Zooms that we talked about, is having all of those tools that Isagenix gives to us to help us be successful and to reach those goals. And so, was that our last Zoom? I don't remember. But those are basically those two key factors. I'm sorry, I'm turning my paper here because, like I said, I don't want to miss anything. It's a teacher in me taking notes. So I just kind of want to give you a few steps that I think are really important to help you take massive action. We've already kind of talked about the first one. The first one is basically to clarify your objectives. We've heard this a lot. Casey loves to say this: get crystal clear about what it is that you want to achieve in all aspects of your life. All aspects of your life, personal and business. Okay, that's so important. And you can kind of do that by asking yourself some of these things. What steps will I need to make this goal a reality? What are the specific actions that you're going to have to take? How long will you take for these actions, and when and where, and what is your deadline? And these are all things that we've talked about in previous Zooms. This is basically the culminating one here. We're taking everything that we've done and kind of wrapping it into this great little package right here. The second thing is to make peace with what is to come. Just because you get clear with your goals and your objectives does not guarantee that you're going to achieve them. You have to, a lot of people, you have to figure out what is going to happen, okay? People tend to hold themselves back, one, because they get too comfortable and unwilling to get out of their comfort zone. I know I've heard a lot of times in a lot of these Zooms that you have to get uncomfortable or get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's really, really, really important for massive action. The second thing is fear. Fear of failure, fear of making a mistake, fear of criticism, fear of rejection. We've all had that at some point in this business. We talk about it. But you can't let fear be the reason why you don't get into massive action. And then the third one is, it's another factor, but it really manifests itself also in the form of fear. It's the fear of uncertainty. There is never any guarantee that the things that we are doing are going to happen the way that we plan them. And so as a result, we tend to hold ourselves back. You can't, obviously don't let that happen. Also make a wholehearted commitment. Again, going back to that why and to those goals and to your mission statement and your 30-second story, all of those things, that's your commitment. That's your commitment level to doing this. And you have to have an unwavering commitment. Because if you lack commitment, then you're going to get disheartened and you're going to get sidetracked. You'll hop on Facebook and you'll start scrolling through your newsfeed instead of being, diligent with what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And I think one of the things that we've chatted about consistently is the fact that small habits, the mundane, the little things that you do every single day are what is truly going to get you to your goals in the long run. So be willing to do those little things. Be willing to do the mundane, just the day-to-day daily grind. Kind of down there, that do right there, getting organized. The fourth thing is gaining leverage. Leverage comes from motivation. Obviously, when we sign someone up and we get a PIB, or we get a double PIB, or we hit a 5-cycle, 10-cycle bonus, or, we get a rank advancement. Obviously there's motivation there. Getting those rewards is obviously motivation, and you're going to gain massive action from motivation. If you're motivated, you're willing to work, you're willing to work hard. But also doing the opposite of that, imagining all the things that won't happen if you don't get into massive action, looking at those regrets, that can also help you gain leverage, because I don't want to know what my life would be like if I didn't do this. I don't want a what if kind of thing. And then another thing is to really just look at the price of success. Massive action means that you need to know that there's going to be some sacrifices that you're going to have to make. You're going to have to sacrifice time with your friends, time with your family, sometimes time with your kids, and that you need to know that your priorities are going to shift, and you need to be at peace with that. And just understand that the end result is incredibly worth it. So just, really be thinking about, that the price of success and what that looks like for you. And then the sixth thing that I kind of came to mind when I was thinking about massive action is creating a sense of urgency. With urgency, everything suddenly becomes time sensitive. So like these SMART goals here, when are you going to hit manager? When are you going to hit director? When are you going to hit executive? When are you going to do those things? That right there creates a sense of urgency. Some of those, and what I love about the crystal executive and the crystal manager, and when we get our crystal resets, is it creates the sense of urgency. There's all those little incentives attached to it, all those rewards that gain and create leverage for you, and so that's so incredibly important. And, when things are time sensitive, then you are no longer relaxed when you are doing things, and rather you are actually working towards your goals with an incredible amount of zest and energy, and that's so important, and to live, living with a sense of urgency allows us to be able to set challenging deadlines, and basically it creates passion and it gives us purpose, and that passion and that purpose is what keeps us up late at night wanting to grind this baby out, and it's what gets us out of bed in the morning, you guys, because that passion and that purpose is directly tied to why you are doing this. So if I could really leave you, I guess, with anything from, everything here, is just knowing that everything that we've done from day one on these Zooms until right now, it's a packaged deal. Everything is so massively important. But I guess the biggest things that I would say to you for your massive action is be willing to take risks. Okay? Without risk, there is no reward. Be willing to take the risks. Develop a winning attitude. It is so easy to defeat yourself. It is so easy to watch other people, and I hear Melina say it a lot and other people say it a lot. Comparison is a thief of joy. You can't do that. Develop a winning attitude. It doesn't matter if someone is getting there before you. All right. If you keep doing if you keep grinding, if you keep setting goals, if you keep working your tail off, you're going to get there. All right. And you just have to know that you might not get there as fast as somebody else, but you are going to get there. Be willing to think differently and unreasonably. I love that. And I think that was a big thing for a lot of us when we do this is, we're just so conditioned to a certain way of life. And this is just different than anything that we've been conditioned to. So getting yourself to think differently and to think unreasonably is hard, but be able to do that, because that's where dreams come from, and dreams are what keep you going and get you into that massive action. Obsess about your goals. That vision board, post it everywhere, photocopy it, put it in the bathroom, tape it above your bed so it's the first thing you see in the morning and the last thing you see at night. Put it in your car, make it your screensaver, obsess about your goals. That is your motivation to get you into massive action, especially when you're having those wall-kicking moments. And don't make excuses. Yeah, that's another thing that I want to just say here. You can't have massive action with excuses. Don't make excuses. Whatever is your excuse in that moment, I find for myself personally, if I really just take a step back and just kind of take a deep breath and think about it, my excuse is generally the reason why I'm doing this, So you can either let it be an excuse or you can let it be your motivator. And then obviously leveraging your time. We've chatted about that. That was in, I think, the previous slide back there, leveraging your time, getting organized. That's going to be so important. Get a planner, get a daily calendar, get a weekly calendar, get a monthly calendar, get a yearly calendar. Melina, I know, has mentioned writing your goals all over everywhere, not just having your vision there, but what are you working towards? Plaster it all over your house, everywhere, so that every day what it is that you're working towards. Why are you doing this? And keep that obviously in the forefront of your mind. And then just lastly, guys, you've got to be flexible. when you're going to be in massive action, you've got to be flexible. You also have to be forgiving of yourself and realize that, crap's going to happen. Like, stuff is going to get in the way. You are going to have the best intentions right there where it says be intentional, but there are going to be distractions. There are going to be things that happen, like life happens. Like, for example, we just sold our house. I have 3 kids and a dog and no place to live, and I have to be out of my house in 2 weeks. So I'm not going to lie. I've not been getting a lot of massive action going on here. I've got massive action, but it's not Isagenix massive action, But you have to understand that those things are going to happen, and be forgiving of it and be okay with it. But remember that you just have to keep doing the do. Master that mundane. Those small daily little habits, rituals are what's going to get you into that massive action and keep you going. But no matter what distractions you have, make sure that you always keep going. Just keep swimming. Be Dory and just keep swimming no matter what. That's what I got. Boom!
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Melanie, you are a coach. I can tell you are a coach. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you for all of that, Melanie. That was great. I love that you said the word obsessed, because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with being free. I'm obsessed with financial freedom. I'm obsessed with the life I can give my family. I'm obsessed with being home with my kids, and to think of our wives as an obsession is, a healthy obsession is totally cool. I really, really, really like that. I'm obsessed. Who else is obsessed? Throw it in the chat if you're obsessed. I want to know. I love that. So you guys, Melanie pretty much shared everything that Randall shared, but he was going to hop on tonight, but unfortunately he was planning on last week. We shifted and then he couldn't make it, and he can't make it tonight. But we did, Stephanie, Melanie, and I did get on a Zoom with him, and we just wanted to talk to him because I'm sure you guys are aware of who Randall and LaDonna are. Very valuable people on our team. And they had 9 enrollments in 1 week for the, I think it was in June. It was for the June challenge. And then they just had like 5 last week. And, we're kind of like, okay, what do you do? And no joke, he works off of LinkedIn. And LaDonna works off of Facebook. Now they both build. And so they have that on going for them. They both massively build. But, he was very adamant about picking a platform that you're comfortable with. And he's comfortable with LinkedIn. She's comfortable with Facebook. So they kind of, divide and conquer there. We asked him how many people he messages, when he's in massive action, he's like, no joke, 20 to 80 people a day. And I was like, 80 people? 80 a day? And he's like, yes. He is on the phone when he's in massive action on his lunch, and then he schedules 3 calls a night. And life for them looks a little different, but that's what it looks like for them, they kind of divide and conquer, like I said. But he said that they have wall kicking moments, and they had a sprint there in the spring where it was great and they had a ton of enrollments and it died. And, it's completely normal to feel stuck. It's completely normal to feel like things aren't happening. And he said, when you feel like that, and Melanie already said this, master the mundane. Do what you can, and also get yourself to a place where you feel good. So continuing to do the posting, focusing on personal development, and adding value to others, so there is a time and a season, you guys, for massive action. And that's kind of the whole point of why we wanted to do this 90-day action plan with you guys. It's just to kind of, let's get all the things, let's get our toolbox in order. And then when we come back from celebration, you guys, we're going to be ready to run, and you guys are going to feel so good. And, your why is going to be solid, and your vision is going to be clear, and your 30-second story is going to be written down somewhere. It's going to be great, and so you're going to have those tools. And, I'm so excited for the future and for everybody on this Zoom. But you guys, and thank you to Randall. I know he's not on here, but I just want to, give the thank you out to the universe for him for, giving his tidbits. But Melanie really did cover it really well. But I want to talk to you guys about something that I've seen it before, but it really clicked this time. And when we were at the retreat in South Haven, those of us who had the privilege to be there, we saw just the cycle of growth. And so I'm going to talk to you guys about this, and we're going to get very real and very raw tonight about when we set a goal, and I really want you guys to dig deep into your hearts and into your souls and think about a goal that you've recently set or you've set in the past and you quit. Okay. I mean, we've done it. I've done it. You've done it. And you got to get real with yourself, and you got to understand yourself. And that's so incredibly important, to understand why you're doing that. So this is the cycle of growth, you guys, that you're seeing on the screen. Okay. And I'm sorry that this image is so blurry. I really couldn't find a great one. And I did try to draw it, but it just wasn't working out in my favor. So I figured you guys could just deal with a blurry picture. So this is the cycle of growth, and there's 4 stages. So you've got inception, you've got deception, transformation, and identity. All right. And you guys, when we were at the retreat, I know we've heard it tons of times that we need to be drawing circles or bubbles, the compensation plan, as many times as we can. I truly believe that we should be drawing this for our people just as much as we should be drawing the bubbles of the compensation plan. This is something that, if you help your people understand the cycle of growth and the stages that they're in, and be real and raw with them, you guys, your team is going to massively, massively explode. And so taking a look at massive action and how you're going to feel, this is going to happen. So we're going to talk about ACE, and that is attitude, competency, and effort. All right. So you guys, the first stage of the cycle of growth is inception, and that's think about a goal that you set, you set a weight loss goal, or you set a business building goal, or you were, going to run a 5K or whatever. You start out and you were like, yes, I'm doing this. I love this. My attitude is great. I feel good about this. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I am going to give my 100% effort, and I'm going to make this happen. And so you come into inception and you feel so good, and everything is just, your vision is really clear. You know where you're going. You know where you want to be. And we all know what that inception feeling is. A recent goal that you set for yourself, drop it in the chat. I would love to know some goals that you guys have set for yourself, and, when you were in the inception phase, so we're all very familiar with this phase, and this is any goal. This is any goal across the board. But then, we're at inception and things are wonderful. And then it starts to get hard, and, if we want to apply this straight to our business, this is when we're like, I love everything. I feel great. You're messaging people. You're getting some enrollments. Things are going really great. You might have hit a cycle bonus, and then all of a sudden it's not happening anymore. And you're like, what's going on? And so your attitude starts to fall, and your effort starts to fall, and, your competency, you're learning a little bit more as you go along, about the business and the products and things like that. And there are so many people, you guys, that get stuck in the deception phase and they live there. That hit me like a brick when I had the privilege of Tanya speaking at the retreat. And, when she said that, I'm just like, how many times in my life have I set a goal and I just decided to live in the deception phase? It absolutely was incredible, and awareness, you guys, changes lives. Awareness is the most beautiful thing, in my opinion, that we can have in our toolbox, because when you're aware of why you're feeling the way you're feeling and how you're feeling the way you're feeling, and when you're aware that it's just a phase and this too shall pass, things can really, really, really take off. So deception, you guys, you're going to go through it. Things are going to stink. Things are not going to be fun. Things are going to feel like they're not happening. It's just real. It's real. It's raw. But imagine how powerful it's going to be for your business when you can have that conversation with someone who's going through the deception phase and just be like, guys, or so-and-so, this is just a phase. I got you. You're going to get through this. We're going to grow, and you're going to come out on the other side transformed, you know? And so once you get through the deception phase, you guys, that's when we move into the transformation phase. And this is when your attitude starts to pick up and you're feeling good about what you know, and you feel good about giving effort again, you know, but you are going to go through that deception phase. And that is when you have to master the mundane. Keep posting, personal development, dive into yourself, understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling, you know, and it hit me really hard when we were at that retreat that I have to feel good before I do work, you know, because I am a vibrational being. We all are. And it doesn't matter. It does not matter what comes out of my mouth per se. If my subconscious believes that things are not good, I am going to give that vibration off to people. And so I need to get myself to a point where I am speaking good things, I am thinking good thoughts, and that becomes part of who I am so I can get to this transformation phase, you know? And so I love the emoji of the caterpillar and the butterfly. I'm sure you guys have seen that. I've been using it a lot lately, but I'm like, I love that because everybody deserves to go through the transformation phase, and just imagine, you know, the people that are on your team that you can draw this out for and be like, it's all good. You look where you're at. You started at inception. You're going through deception. We're about to hit transformation, and this is about to become who you are. That is so beautiful. Just as important as bubbles. All right. And so finally, you guys, we get to the point where it becomes who we are, the reaching out, and, you know, the fact that we're going to get at price objections, and we're going to get people who think network marketing is junk, but it's not. It's the best profession in the world. I truly believe that, and that's part of who I am. And I have my toolbox, and I can talk to people about, you know, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. Well, I know what to say now because I, you know, I took the time to, you know, take care of my competency, you know? And so your attitude when at your identity is, you know, it kind of levels off, and it's just who you are, you know? It's not like you're geeked or psyched. It's just part of who you are. Your competency is through the roof. You know what you know, and you know how to talk to people. And the effort kind of balances off too, because it comes part of your day to day, you know? And so I am so thankful that I got to see this illustration and share it with you guys tonight, you know, and just, you know, check yourself, you guys, and kind of ask yourself where you're at, you know. I mean, we've all been on this journey for a little bit now, you know, but when we come back from celebration, you guys, or if you decide to get into massive action before celebration, I mean, this is a great time to do it right now. We've got free membership. I mean, I was in massive action today, messaging people, you know, and when you get into massive action, like it's so big that you're talking to so many people, your mission is to change the world, and you don't care if anybody tells you no, because you're just looking for that yes. You're looking for the yes. You're looking for that one person that can come on this journey with you, and all of those no's don't matter. So as you guys can see, I'm like so fired up about it. But I mean, the cycle of growth, I mean, you guys, I really encourage you to, you can Google it, find the image, and just learn it, you know, and it's a talking point to your team. And especially people if they're using the products, or, you know, if somebody is, you know, struggling in their biz. I mean, this is about enrolling people, yes, but this is also about growing a team. You know, and so massive action has seasons, you know, and it might be one of those things where you have a massive action with enrolling, and then you have massive action with just building your team and helping them grow. And this is just as important, in my opinion, as the bubbles. So, but I'm going to go ahead. That's all we have for massive action. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. Stephanie or Melanie, do you guys want to add anything? I'll check the chat really quick.
No, but I think Joy, I don't know if you mentioned that or I missed it, but Joy, made a good point there at the end. She's like, no matter what your level, everyone continues to go back and forth on the cycle. It's not a start and finish, it's a pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I speak to that all the time. I mean, it's like every new level you're asked to go, you're going to hit that. You're going to hit that again. And learning to ride the wave. And it's taking me a little longer to learn how to ride the wave, but I'm realizing it's there. So I think that's important to keep in mind. It's like the growth of your business and yourself, as someone made this last week, is like, it's like this. I mean, it's always going like this. Like if you continue to do the do and you continue to work on yourself, but like, it kind of looks like that along the line. That's kind of how I envision it. So I'm glad that Joy shared that.
That's good. Well, and I think like too, you guys, with the whole inception, deception, and transformation, it goes for every single goal, like every little thing. Like, I mean, you can apply it to your day, like if I get up and, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have a great day. And then something happens and it's like, oh, this isn't going to be a good day anymore. I have that choice of pushing through and making it better but I mean, that's absolutely right. And it's everywhere. You can apply it to everything. That's so good. So good.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I just want to get everybody to just sit in it for a minute and just how passionate Melina was with this. You guys, a couple weeks ago, she had no idea about any of this. Okay. She thought she knew personal development. I'm not trying to bash her, but, she knew what she knew. And there's always so much more. And she just learned this. And we heard how passionate she was and how inside and out, backwards and forwards, she now knows this. You guys, so watch her. She is about to take off. When you know this stuff back and forth and remember to apply it to your life, that's when things happen. And I literally was sitting back here listening, and I thought I was hearing Casey. Like, you were coming, like Casey knows it, with the passion and just all of it. So I'm just so excited for you. And I mean, it's just a clue to everybody. Watch what happens with her business in the next 6 months, because shit's about to go down. And I mean, and you can too. This is where it is, you guys. Don't just listen to it tonight and be like, oh, that was cool, and I'm going to write some notes and whatever. Like, dive into it and know it back and forth without your notes so you can teach somebody else. Go teach your team. Go tell this to somebody else and let it sink in. And, that's when the magic happens. And I just really wanted to point that out because I'm so proud of you, Melina, and I'm so excited. And you just bring so much value to this meeting, and I just love it.
Thank you. That was nice. But no doubt, you guys, that retreat changed my life. And yeah, we can keep it real for a second. I mean, you guys have seen me, and and I am very much a massive action. Do not stop at go. And I needed to catch my breath at that retreat. And I know you guys heard me speak about that last night, but and we talked about being obsessed, and I am obsessed. I'm obsessed with freedom for my family, but there's a way, and you got to take care of yourself first, and it's not only my job to enroll people, it's my job to take care of my team and love my team. And this is hard at times, and it's okay that it's hard, and it's okay to accept that it's hard, but being there for them in such a way that you can truly help them get through it. I mean, it's going to change their life, and so I'm grateful that I went. I'm grateful for that half pipe or pipe or whatever it's called. So does anybody have anything that they want to, what did you take away or anything like that? Nope. Okay. Cool. Melanie, do you have anything that you want to say really quick? You and your awesomeness blend, can you not do that?
Nope. Just do the do, you guys. Grind it out. Do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Get there.
That's right. I love it. All right, perfect. Okay. I do want to give a shout out though tonight, you guys, to a young lady named Amanda Ball, who is on here, and she is literally getting married in what, 2 days? 2 days, Amanda?
Yes.
I love it. That's doing it, girl. Way to go. I love that. So, all right, you guys, love you so much. And, draw the bubbles as much as you draw the half pipes. All right, you guys, have an awesome night. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Love you guys.
See you.